Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So our friends at yarnspirations.com. Today we're going to make this beautiful sock yarn hat using Patons Kroy Sock yarn. Now when I was doing this particular pattern is that I was emulating another pattern that I had done, and it was Patons Kroy Sock FX yarn, and this is Patons Kroy Socks. And even though the gauge is the same on the ball, the way that it was operating in my hands is that this yarn here, the Patons Kroy sock yarn here in gray marl, this here is thicker ever so slightly, which changed the pattern. So as I got more than halfway through the filming, the hat was way too big and I had to frog a lot of it out, and then I retried and then frogged and retried and frogged. So I ended up figuring out the solution for it. So you're going to get all the way to the 16th round, where you'll then have 104 single crochet, and from there you're going to zip around for the length that you need, and then you're going to do a nice tight brim, which is a half double crochet front post and back post, and that's going to be the journey today. So I'm going to get yourself started, and then once I get to that round, I'm going to just verbally tell you what to do, and then I'm going to verbally tell you how to do the brim as well. So let's get started right now and go back down to the desk. Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd. So my friends at yarnspirations.com. Today we're going to do the Kroy Socks beanie hat. You'll need approximately one ball and a smidging of another in order to complete this pattern. This is using sock yarn that is very durable, but it's also really thin. And don't let the thinness fool you. There's nylon in here that makes it actually quite strong. We are going to use a 3mm size D crochet hook today. The gauge has been provided to you right here. So in today's video, I'm going to be taking you step by step throughout the whole thing. Some of the instructions are repeat, so I'm going to give you those instructions, and we're also going to teach you how to do a continuous round instead of having a slip stitch, because when you're standing behind somebody in a coffee shop and you see the slip stitching, it really, for myself, it kind of makes me homicidal. So we're going to begin to do this step. Let's begin to do a magic circle. Have a spare piece of yarn ready, also a tapestry needle. So you're going to put the two fingers out like this, and you are going to put the yarn strand in front. You are going to wrap around the two fingers and up and over and cross. Okay, so two fingers, wrap around the two fingers and cross. And just use your third finger to hold that. You're then going to take your crochet hook and you are going to slide under the first one and grab this one and pull. And just rotate your whole hand around and remove your two fingers out, keeping everything stable on the hook. Just chain one and that will lock that. So as we begin our first part here, we want to crochet over the top of the two strands, and we are going to crochet 8 single crochet. So let's just do that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And if it feels sloppy in your hand, it'll get easier. It's just a matter of getting yourself started. Pull up a loop, not a big one, but just a general one. And I want you to put your thinner yarn as a stitch marker underneath the first stitch right here. And this is going to tell you when you are all the way back around, and every time you finish a round, you need to move this stitch marker up to the very last stitch that you create. And it's just going to sit in there, so you'll see it. We're now going to take that loose end here, and we're going to pull on it. And it's going to pull this center tight. Turn it over to the back side. Okay, make sure everything is good. And you can't ever tighten this later, so you got to make sure you tighten everything now. And you need to put this through a tapestry needle. If you cut this without doing this, it will fall apart on you, and there's no recourse to fix your issue. Okay, so now I want to take it just through the back side only. So meaning just keep it on this side of the yarn, so don't allow it to see on the front side. And what we're doing is we're getting it stuck inside the stitch work. Okay, so we go through once, and I'm going to go through a slightly different path a second time, and then third time is a charm. If you want to tie this into a knot, you can. I've not had an issue with these falling out, even though people online claim that they do. Once you're happy with that, you can safely trim your yarn down. And then you're going to turn it back to the right side of the work. You'll put your hook back in, tighten your yarn down to the hook, and then you'll begin to be able to do round number 2. Round number 2 is so important to get yourself established, to make sure that you got all of the stitch work that you can see, and we'll cover that in round number 2. To begin round number 2, we've got to make sure that we have 16 single crochets by the end of it. So count back the tops, and you want the 8th one back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is right there. And we need to put in 2 single crochets into each one of those 8. So by doing so, you're getting a total count of 16. So after I put the first 2 in there, I say that's 1, and then I move to the next stitch, and I put 2 into the next. And then I say that's 2. And then I move to the next one, put 2 into this one. And this is 3. 2 into the next. It's 4. And keep doing this. 2 into the next. This is 5. Next one. 6. That's 7. And to see, this stitch marker is the last stitch in the round, so there's going to be 2 into that one as well. And at the end of every one of your rounds, I need you to move up your stitch marker so that you can see where this is going to finish. And you'll be pulling that out at the end anyway. So now you have round number 2, and make sure that you do have 16 single crochets, or the rest of the pattern will not work. And now we're moving on to round number 3. So moving forward, I'm going to give you the repeat. You're going to do it, put me on pause, and at the last stitch, make sure you move up your stitch marker. So I'll rely on you to do that. Okay, so starting in the very first one, we want to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and in the next stitch, 2 single crochet. Okay, that's your repeat pattern. So 1 into the first, 2 into the next. Please do that all the way around for round number 3. Moving on to round number 4. If you need the stitch counts, it's provided into the pattern itself, so you can download that. So there was 24 single crochets all the way around in the last round. So if you ever feel like you're missing a stitch, don't be afraid to put an extra stitch in somewhere, just to get yourself back up to the count. And if you're too many, then just I'd probably frog it and retry again, but that's just up to you. So round number 4. So there's going to be 2 single crochets into the first one, and the next 2 will be by themselves. And you're going to notice in my pattern is that I don't have the growth always at the same spot, so that there's no growth lines in the hat. So the repeat for round number 4 is 2 into the next one, and then 1 into the next 2, and you'll have 32 single crochets around. Please do round number 4. Round number 5, you're going to place in 1 single crochet into the first 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and then we have 2 into the next one. So that's your repeat all the way around. So 1 into the next 3, and then 2 into the next one. And by the time you finish round number 5, you'll have 40 single crochet. Round number 6, there's going to be 2 in the first one, and then the next 4 are by themselves. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the repeat is 2 into the next and 1 into the next 4. This is round number 6, and you'll have 48 single crochets all the way around. Round number 7, you're going to do the first 5 are by themselves. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 2 into the next. You'll do this all the way around for round number 7. You'll have 56 stitches by the end of this round. Round number 8, you're going to put 2 single crochets into the first, and then 1 single crochet into the next 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 2 into the next, and then 1 into the next 6, and 2 into the next, and then 1 into the next 6 stitches. I'm not sure if I just said that. And it's 64 single crochets all the way around. Okay, round number 9, no counting, just place 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and we're going to catch ourselves up in the stitching, and you'll have still 64 stitches all the way around. Please do this for round number 9. Round number 10, you're going to notice that it's not going to look like a flat disc because your head's not a flat disc. And so if this is happening to you, it's completely what you want. So now we're going to move on to round number 10, and it's 1 single crochet into the next 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 2 into the next. You'll do that all the way around, and then you'll have 72 single crochets by the time you get around on round number 10. Okay, round number 11, 2 into the first one, and then 8 single crochets by itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 2 into the next, and then the next 8 by itself. And by the time you get all the way around, you will have a total of 80 single crochets. Round number 12, you're going to place in 1 single crochet into the first 9 stitches, and then 2 into the next 9, and then 2. And at the end of the round, you should have 88 single crochet. Please do round number 12. Round number 13, you're going to put 2 single crochet in the first, and then you are going to put then the next 10 all by itself. And so you'll get a total of 96 single crochets all the way around. So 2 into the first, 10 into the next, or 1 into the next 10. Please do this all the way around for round number 13. Rounds 14 and 15 are both the same. They're just 1 single crochet around in each stitch. We're starting to really shape the crown at this point. So we're going to be just maintaining stitches, and then we'll do some more increases and then maintain, and etc. Please do rounds number 14 and 15, 1 single crochet in each, and you will still have 96 stitches in the end. Round number 16, you will place 1 single crochet into the first 11, and then 2 into the next. So 11 and then 2. Please do this around for round number 16. So here I am with the correction. At the end of the 16th round, this is where I needed to stop the growth, and the original video had all this extra stuff planned, which then almost turned it to a beret. So once you get to number 16, you are just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch for 15 rounds solid, and then that's where you're going to stop the body of it. You were then going to move along, and then we're going to do the brim here, and I wanted a half double crochet brim instead of a full double crochet to make it tighter. So there are 8 rounds here of half double crochet front posts and back posts. Let's do a half double crochet in the front post only. So come in below, you want to use in between the posts, so yarn over and go in between the posts and back out on the other side, yarn over, pull through, and pull through all 3. Want to know more? Hit that subscribe now. Let's do a half double crochet on the back post. So yarn over, come from behind and in between the posts, grab that post and take it to the back with you, and yarn over, pull through, and pull through all 3. So when you go to start a new round, you will start off with a half double crochet front post. The next one's a half double crochet back post. Because there is 104 stitches, that's a multiple of 2. So when you get back all the way around, your last stitch should be a half double crochet back post. And all you're just going to do is keep circling around there. And so if you see it's a front post half double crochet, then make it a front post half double crochet to keep the ribbing going. The ribbing not only makes it elastic, but it also makes it thicker to go over your ears. And so you'll do 8 rounds of that, and then you'll fasten off.